Welcome. My name is Josh Mitchell, General Sales Manager of Paul Miller Motor Company, and I'm here with the wonderful Brad Ferguson. And we're going to be talking about Ford and what they're doing with the EV platform that's kind of going to revolutionize. Like, we're almost in a new age of, going back all the way to when they created the Model T, which was something that they discussed today in their press. But we're really going down a path where they're going to change the way that they are going to manufacture vehicles, which was very interesting because I feel like they're very much streamlining how they do things. What was your take on some of the things that they discussed, Brad?
Well, I think for me, one of the best parts is how Kentucky fits into it. Mm-hmm. So, one of the things that Mr. Farley said today was from Kentucky to the world. And so, from the very ground up, when they were rethinking this whole project, I didn't realize it's been 3 years in the making. I didn't realize that they locked a team of people.
Surprise.
Yeah, from California, designers, and then brought engineers from Michigan, basically locked them in a room, gave them all the resources they could have, and said, rework it from a whiteboard. And then from that, they came up with the universal electric vehicle platform.
Yeah. And I think what's so great about this, obviously, us being in Kentucky, it's phenomenal for Kentucky because of the amount of jobs that it's going to bring to this state. But all the issues with EV, you can name all the issues that you want when it comes to some of the EVs, the pricing, all of those things that kind of fall into play. That's made it hard for the average person to be able to jump into that, even though they want to. They've been limited to what they could purchase when it comes to EV. And what they're doing with this, obviously with streamlining how they doing it, bringing all of these manufacturing jobs to the United States, where a lot of times it's a hodgepodge of this battery. I mean, heck, I worked at Cadillac, and you look at the percentage of the battery that was made, and it was ridiculous of how many different areas that they were made. So to bring everything, like I drive by that, and you drove by it yesterday, I drive by that manufacturing plant that is the big one for all these EV batteries. Mm-hmm. It's massive.
But this is in Louisville.
I know, but that battery plant's in
Hardin County.
Yes.
That's an unbelievable, massive facility, but $2 billion are getting ready to be spent. They had Governor Beshear come out, and I think it was his, not to get political, but I think it was his announcement that, hey, I'm going to be running on that Democratic ticket.
That was a presidential one right there.
Yeah, it was really cool. But, $2 billion to modernize the plant in Louisville, 2,200 full-time jobs in the state of Kentucky, the, American made by American workers. They're, again, one of the only companies that's going to be able to say that and tout that. And so, here locally, I think we have 48, 49, 50 Ford dealers within our state. Nationwide, we have 3,000 some dealers. This is big. And the part about the sustainability piece, being able to bring this vehicle to market at a price point that works, that can still move 5 grown adults. It can power your house for 6 full days if you needed to. And it's got a frunk and a bed. I love that word.
Go frunk.
Yeah, you almost feel dirty saying it, don't you? Right? I know I do.
Oh,
frunk. I know. Let's get frunky this week, right? I think we ought to have a sale. We're getting frunky, a sale, right? When these come out, that's what we're doing.
Mark those, Zippy, right? Mark those words that we're going to use. We're getting frunky with it.
We're getting frunky with it. But I think that was huge. And then the other big piece was the unicast body. Mm-hmm. That was huge. That's new.
Well,
innovative.
It's innovative, and they were talking about the manufacturing of this during the call, about how they're making to where like 28 inches, like they were talking about the reach that these people were having to make, and how they're streamlining this to where it's, for the American worker that's working for Ford, like the strain on your body when you work in manufacturing jobs is tough.
That's why
So-
most people get out.
Yeah. So they're really looking at this long term and saying, hey, like, if we do it this way in this basically like a 3-stage process, we're eliminating all that reach, those different things that our employees are going to have to make in some of these aspects. We're eliminating that to where it's not as hard.
Mm-hmm.
It's still, I mean, they're building a vehicle. It's still a hard job that they have to do, but we're going to make it a little less strenuous on the body and
That tree
really
philosophy
yes.
was as innovative that they discussed as the Model T going down an assembly line, and it's never changed. And so from it to go from that, and every manufacturer does the exact same thing, all the way to, again, go in that room, lock some really smart people in a room and say, here's a whiteboard, figure it out. And they come out saying, this is how you do it with that tree philosophy. And I can't wait to see the end product. And they were talking about 1/4 of the parts of a traditional vehicle gone, over 4,000 feet of wiring gone. It's not needed. You don't need it anymore.
Yeah.
And but the technology is going to get amped up. They said there will be technology when these vehicles hit the ground that we have yet to see. And I still think with Blue Cruise and Sync and some of the other things that we have already, our navigation systems that are in our vehicles, I think they're cutting edge. So when you take a look at them making a statement like that, it's pretty exciting. And then they said they're going to start in low 30,000 range.
Yes.
So
It's at a price point because, I love, when you're looking at some of the EVs out there, like the Hummer and things like that are $100,000. Like they're at a different realm that most people can go, that's really cool. And it's really cool that you have LeBron James doing the commercials, but I can't buy that. And to get to the point where I want a vehicle that's built right, I want a vehicle that is got good range, and but I don't want to be in the sub $50,000-$60,000 range. So for them to come out with a mid-size truck, like this is a mid-size truck, we're not talking about, which one of the most popular trucks that we have right now, which is the Maverick. It's a smaller truck.
Yeah.
It's a Pawpaw truck. That's what I mean. I love that truck, but it's Pawpaw's truck.
sure.
Um,
Or new 16-year-old kids.
or new 16-year-old kids. I mean, and you got the Lobo and all that. But they have decided that this is going to be a mid-sized truck. Like this is probably a Ranger size of vehicle that's going to be able to fit 5 adults and have good range and technology that's beyond what we're talking about right now, which is still crazy.
Yeah.
They're going to be flirting in a realm that most of these guys that are in the $70,000-$80,000 are going to be flirting with.
Right.
Because that's, the technology that they're using is what we're going to be using in $30,000. So when you're looking at that from an affordability standpoint, it brings EVs to, I won't say your average Joe, but it brings EVs to people who want them, but they weren't affordable.
Yeah. It's going to be an exciting piece. And then the fact that it's that universal platform, the way they're doing it. And I think I counted up in that little slide they did, there's 5 different variations that can come out, potentially 8, up to 8. So, I mean, small parcel vehicles, you think Transit Connect, you think small SUV, midsize SUV, large SUV, because there was one where there's got a 3rd row seat in it, and I started getting excited. When you see that, you're like, whoa, wait a minute, this is a game changer. And if it's sustainable, and one thing they said that was really, really interesting to me was we cannot compete on the labor force side, but we can compete on the brain force side. And so bringing all that together, I thought was really a powerful thing that they were saying is this is how America wins. And they win right here in the state of Kentucky. They win with Ford. We've been winning with Ford all these years. So hopefully the customers take note of that and spend their money with Ford.
Well, I think you're going to see, when it comes to following a brand and customer loyalty on that side of things, when it comes to where a vehicle is manufactured and all those things, that's some things that, we didn't want to get political and go down that political train, but, we've got to, obviously we want to make sure we're taking care of American families. We want to make sure we're taking care of American companies that are doing things the right way and building vehicles in the United States. Yes, are we going to have some things that come from other countries? Yes, but to where we're at, Ford is saying we're going to put our money where our mouth's at. They've withstanded a lot when it comes to 2007, 2008, 2009, and came out of that strong. With the tariff thing, they were probably one of the first ones, and pretty much the only one really that came out with For America, Buy America, and really knocked it out of the park with that. And so they've added to that and just said, all right, we're going to put it even further and say, this is what we're going to do. We're going to be building these things in Kentucky and really, really change the outcome of this manufacturing.
Nice announcements like this are so exciting, they just take too long to get here. Right?
Yeah.
It's like Christmas. What do you want for Christmas, Johnny? Want some new shoes? And then it's forever. We won't see this till 2027. That's the frustrating part. But for all of us, it's exciting. We're going to get to learn a lot more and get very versed, get our teams versed as we get closer so that when launch date happens and consumers get these vehicles, Paul Miller Ford will be prepared and under our teams, under your leadership, will be ready to go. That'll be exciting.
And it's exciting because of, like you were saying this earlier, about the different vehicles that they'll be able to retool these a lot faster than they used to. That was the biggest thing when you're talking about year changes and model changes, just the retooling of the plants, they take forever. It seems like the way that they're doing this model, the lag time that they would have to retool and get everything ready to rock and roll for a different type of vehicle seems to be happening a lot faster.
A lot quicker. More efficient, more sustainability in the whole project. And, it's just, it seems like Ford really took their time. They looked ahead and planned. And, we do that a lot here, but not on this scale. We're the beneficiaries. But here's the good news is I say it takes a while. 2027 will be on us in a blink of an eye.
Yep.
And there's a lot of things that we get to start planning for as retail dealers to be able to bring these vehicles to market, be able to articulate the message. And, this is a great starting point. So thanks for inviting me in. I think it was a good time. I think we covered a lot of ground, and it was a good one.